I think there is a lot of secrecy in the affiliate space and in the SaaS world. Everybody's like doing everything to be there and explain every step of the way how they are doing it. But on the affiliate side, it's not like that. And so if something we could learn, probably it would be this to share more. And maybe if we share, we can get ideas from others and learn from their experience. And we'll not have issues like, I don't know, problems by ourselves to solve them by ourselves. Maybe we'll have help from others.
I'm John Wright, and you're listening to Affiliate BI, the business intelligence and affiliate marketing podcast brought to you by Snapstrong.
Welcome to the Affiliate BI podcast. Today we're chatting with Julia Draghici, and she's the co-founder of CPV Lab and CPV One. They help affiliates, media buyers, and marketing agencies to track, manage, and optimize their marketing campaigns in one place as a very powerful ad tracking platform, something that's near and dear to my heart for what we do with our company. So, Julia, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, John, for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. So I want to get started into the story of how did you get into affiliate marketing and what led you down the path to say, there's something missing in the market. I want to create a solution for it and start CPV Lab.
Oh, okay. I came to affiliate marketing by chance, I would say. So I studied economics and computer science, and I worked with computers and software development teams and stuff like that. And when I was in maternity leave, I didn't want to go back to my corporate job. And it happened that in that same period, my partner, Radu, which is the other co-founder, he was left alone with the project. He started CPV Lab with some other marketer from US. They were running campaigns. And Radu is a very good developer. And they were having like spreadsheets with data. And he said, oh, but let's do a program. I will do a quick program just to automate that. We cannot work like that. And they saw the need on the market like that. And that's how like it started actually from their need, having those spreadsheets and saying, I want to do to make things easier for us.
Yeah.
Of course, later on, he discovered that he's not very good at marketing. He's better on focus on development. So he's doing that here now.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of us as SaaS companies. No one knows what they're doing until they try it. If you're good at solving problems, it's how do you communicate what you're solving? It's you probably spend as much time as I do on go to market, SaaS marketing, SaaS sales, SaaS everything. It's never ending.
Yeah, because so as I said, I was working with product development on the business side, on the development side. Very early on in my career, I worked as a gap between the business and the development team to communicate and make sure they understand each other, like the language and everything. And then I said, when I came to the project, I said, what can be that difficult? I know how to manage teams. I know how to manage projects. Let's manage a business. Let's go full time because that was like the decision back then. We do this, but we'll do it full time, all in, and grow a business out of it. And yeah, of course, I had no experience in affiliate marketing apart that, I don't know, you make money by promoting other products. And it was a very long process of learning. And it's still a process of learning because I still feel that are very specific things that I don't know yet. But I do like in this industry, in affiliate marketing, that it's very dynamic, adapts, and also there are so many young people that are just making it. And when I go to these conferences, I meet, I don't know, a 20-year guy saying, oh, I have my own business running and stuff like that. And I'm, oh my God, what did I do in my 20s? I wasted. I look back and I say, oh, I was partying or something else. And I admire them so much now and a little envy,
Yeah. But
to
at
be
the same
honest.
time, I'm not anywhere near my 20s. I'm in my 40s, but you could use like that work experience to your advantage. So if you've been working on the tech side in anything in digital marketing, I mean, you really have built up skills that are the foundation of what you have today, which is when I think about going, okay, who are the players in the space that we operate in? I'm like, I can't think of a lot of people that have our skill sets. Like you have to grow it. There's no other way.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, my initial contact with marketing was one of my initial jobs. We were doing software for a marketing agency in US. And it's quite interesting to see when I look back now how they were operating because we were doing the tracking part for them and they were doing mails, like direct mails. They were sending to email to mail some, I don't know, toys or I don't know, ball or a toy or something with a tag, with a link, or was saying, I don't know, my top five something slash your name, John. And that person will enter on that URL and we're tracking that. And also they would get a video, say, hi, John, how you are doing? I know you have these concerns and stuff like that. And this was happening like quite a few years back. And I still think that personalization that was working then, it impressed me back then. It's still working now in our industry when personalization in marketing is still like very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're touching on a topic that I don't think is talked about enough, which is personalization. It's like, how do we do that at scale? And I'm not sure if there's an easy answer, but that's actually a really cool example of how you took a tracking link and said, okay, we're going to make it dynamic for the user. And when they click on it, you're going to basically get all the activity. And that's actually amazing that you even said, okay, you're going to take it one step further and put a video behind it. So it's like, that's the
Yeah.
first time I've heard of such an amazing campaign.
Yeah. That was like more than 15 years ago they were doing that. And I was like, oh my God, we are doing that. And we are doing the videos and those dynamic elements in the videos to load and to track them, of course. But that was, yeah, I was really impressed back then. It was contact with marketing side of the business, I would say.
Would you say it would make a difference if that could have been a QR code, or do you think maybe a link is better, or it's just one of those depends things?
I think back then they were not QR codes, but now I think with QR codes it's much easier because you don't have to type the URL and make mistakes maybe if you don't type it right. But yeah, with a QR code it would be like much easier. But on the other side, when you see the URL there that is like URL slash John Wright, you are like curious. Oh, it's my name there. Maybe I want to check it out.
Yeah, that's the first single touch of personalization. Is like right in the link. It's this is for me.
Yeah, exactly. What is there for me?
Okay, so I want to jump into more of what your product does. So maybe we should start there and say, tell us what CPV Lab and CPV One does, and what are the differences between the two?
Yeah, sure. So we started with CPV Lab. It's a self-hosted tracking solution, ad tracking. It helps performance marketers, as you said, media buyers, e-commerce, marketing agencies to track their campaign, to test landing pages, offers, and have the data mainly in one place so you can optimize further based on the data. Because if you don't have data, it's like messy. And you know that.
Yes.
And the difference with CPV1 is that we have CPV Lab is self-hosted. The user has to have hosting and host it on their server, which provide them with privacy. Nobody has access to their data and nobody can get their campaigns, their winning campaigns and stuff like that. On the other side, CPV1, it's in cloud. It's much easier to manage for us, at least as a company, because all the releases and all the support is done much easier. With the self-hosted solution, we had quite some headaches, and we still have sometimes because there are so many hosting solutions, and you have to know how to install them everywhere. And when you release some changes, they need to update them, and they have issues, and also finding the people to do all of that stuff because you have to get technical people from the development to do all of that stuff and you are left behind. It's on the business side is much better on the cloud, but for the users, there's some of them that are more technical. They prefer still the self-hosted solution. And we decided to separate them because the plan is at some point to have some more bigger differences on the cloud solution, some things that we cannot do currently with the self-hosted because we don't have that data. Now, having the data, we could do some automations, more training or predictions or things like that, all based on the data. So that's why we decided to separate them early on, even though the tracking solution, what they do, the interface is mostly the same now. But as we grow, I think there will be much more differences. And that was the reason mainly why we separate them.
Would you say that your tools could do something where, like my personal opinion is like anytime I have to do anything with Google Tag Manager, I just say, okay, here's a headache. I got to set up all these tracking campaigns and very technically heavy. Would you say that this could be like a replacement for a better attribution or just easier to handle with maybe better best practices?
Yeah, of course. I think everything is much easier once you learn just one tool and you just apply that for every campaign that you are working with. Of course, there is a learning curve for everything, but having all these integrations with so many app networks via server to server and also with affiliate networks, it makes things much more easier for you to have one link to rule them all, one place to have all the data because it makes sense. You run campaigns on different networks and you run offers from different affiliate networks. And getting that information about conversions is important for you, not log in all those platforms or have spreadsheets, God forbid. So it's important to have that data. You are in performance marketing at the end of the day. And having that data it's what makes your like bread and butter.
Yeah, it's everything. So digging in a little bit further, what niches would you cover? Because I've seen some of the different logos you have for the integration partners. I think it's you integrate with a lot of different data tools, like I think Google Ads, Facebook Ads, and then like I saw a bunch of networks there.
Yeah, so on the ad network side, the system, our tracking, is quite easy to customize. So we integrate, of course, with the mainstream one, Facebook, TikTok, Google, and so on. Also with other ad networks that are there, depending on their verticals. We don't have a specific niche. Our affiliate decide the niche they are working with. And we integrate with, I think like we have more than 150 or something, ad networks. And it's easy because if they provide the tokens and the postback URL, you can send back conversions to them. Because the flow, as you know, probably is that the tracker is in between. So is the ad network sending the traffic to a tracking link that you have from the tracker. And then you do the tracking for the visitor in the tracker and send that visitor to the affiliate network or to the offer, depending. If it's an affiliate network, if it's an affiliate program, to the offer. And then from there, with the postback URL, with server to server, you get information about conversion back to the tracker because you want that information. And of course, depending on the affiliate network, they can send you more information, not only about conversion. They can send you other information as well, which can help you optimizing. And then this flow could stop here, or better yet, you can continue and having the conversion push back to the ad network so they can optimize the traffic they're sending to you. Because what you are saying, say, oh, hey, ad network, this traffic is converting. I want more like this. And so by sending those conversion back to the ad network, that's what you are saying there or telling them. And they would say, oh, okay, our algorithm can be adapted and we send back more traffic like that. So that's how the full cycle, I would say. And the tracker is in between, helping with that, with the tracking of the traffic, with the trafficking of the conversions and the connections in all of them. And also there is an interesting part with that. So some affiliate networks are asking information about sources. Like they want to know the source of the traffic. We had quite a few users coming to us with that. And they are concerned about that because they say, okay, why do they know? Do they want to know about the sources? If I send good traffic, if it's not bot traffic, why do they are interested in that? The answer for the affiliate network is that they need stats, they need, I don't know, information. But on the other side, the affiliate network knows the offers that are converting, right? They know which of them are more profitable. And all of the affiliate networks have an internal media buying team. And of course, the affiliate concern is legit because he said, okay, if I send them the source of the traffic, they will be able to run the offer themselves. And so I do the testing and they run the offer.
Right.
And so the tracker is helping there because you can decide to not send the source of the traffic, right? But of course, the affiliate network will ask, oh, send us. And more affiliate networks are saying, okay, you should put on the offer a URL or parameter saying the source. Oh, and yeah, I don't know. This mistrust is something that is happening in the industry. And on one side, you can understand the part of the affiliate, right? Because she's investing in testing, investing in finding the best source of traffic, and then goes there and what's happening? Maybe the affiliate manager will say, we tell another affiliate about this source of traffic. And you are like in between, say, okay, I understand. I don't know. It's your call at the end of the day if you want to send that information or not.
Yeah. That makes
But
sense.
it's a situation that it did mistrust.
That's a good example of why, I don't blame affiliates for sharing it because we have some PPC affiliates where they're like, we can't see our customers' data, but even when it comes to building them a dashboard where it's okay, in order to build the dashboard for customized, we have to see it. They're just like, no, they'd rather not have the dashboard because they're worried that we would see their secret sauce and then we'd actually copy it. So I don't blame them because when I see that response a few times, I say, totally understand. But this all leads to one of my questions I wrote down, which is, do you think there should be a future where more affiliates and operators, like on both sides of the fence, should come in the middle and share data? So for example, the affiliate program, in theory, they mostly know how they're getting their traffic from their affiliates. Like sometimes they can see it's from a website, it's from social media, but other times it's from like a PPC link and it's mass. And same thing for the affiliate sides. Like they don't always have a lot of data from their operators and going, hey, like when's the last time an affiliate program has said, we have a better campaign that converts better? Are they even testing it? And I don't know.
Yeah. The affiliate network, they say that they are having media buying team to test the offers. And your question to share more data, of course, the data will always be useful. And at the end of the day, you want to have more conversions. And that data will help the affiliate prepare better campaigns and have better conversion rate. And of course, it will be useful for the affiliate to send more information about that because we actually had some cases. I think it was with ClickBank or I don't know. So you send traffic that the user goes to the checkout, but then no conversions are happening. So they fill the checkout. And it's like that gap between the checkout and the conversions happening. And when the affiliate network started sending information about the checkout form impressions, and you could see, but so they filled the checkout, but so the problem was on the offer page because that's where the process was difficult and they couldn't convert. Oh, okay. So the problem is there, and you can understand as an affiliate network as well to solve that problem with the brand, probably, right? And that's one example that comes now when the data is so important to come back from affiliate to the affiliate. Because at the end of the day, if he gets more data, he will be able to optimize better. He's paid on performance and it's his interest to have better campaign.
Yeah. Total side question, but do you see affiliates doing more of this where they test their own tracking links and go, okay, we're going to actually get a friend to buy a product or a service and see if the actual conversion happens? Do you think there are enough affiliates that do this, and should every affiliate do something like this?
Test their affiliate link.
Yeah, to make sure it works. And even if they're setting up like postbacks, like they're like, okay, I want to know if the postback is actually working properly when there's a registration, if there's a registration activity, or more importantly, when there's a sale activity.
I don't think they are doing such tests so often. They are testing if the tracking link is working. They are doing that, as I know from our side. They are testing if it's sending to the offer, but they don't test actually. I didn't see it so many testing if the conversion is actually happening and it come back.
Yeah, I think
So no, I didn't see that happening so often.
because I know one company in the iGaming space that's doing testing, but I don't think they're doing testing for this reason. They're doing it more for the operator point of view for actual players. But I just think that maybe there's a weird opportunity here for how many affiliates are just like dealing with like hundreds of tracking links and then They just send them out and they're like, they have to wait like months later before they look at reports and go, wait a minute, find me all of my zero click tracking links or campaigns when they should not be zero at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there could be an opportunity there
Okay.
for
So
testing.
we'll put that as a side note, and maybe that's something that we both have to deal with on our own. And
Yeah,
see
who
see
knows?
the future solution.
Yeah, who knows?
Imagine that, a solution based on what we're doing as a solution for other people. It never ends, does it?
Yeah, if there is a problem and we can find a solution to it, that's mainly what means to be a founder and building something.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to pivot on a similar question about tracking, but it's on attribution and it has to do with self attribution. I don't think a lot of affiliate programs and products and services have a lot of self attribution. And us as SaaS companies, I started adding self attribution on our site. So let's look at the example. We're doing this podcast. It's going to get sent out on Spotify and YouTube and blog posts. And if people see you and see CPV Lab, they might actually Google it. So the attribution is from this podcast, but the attribution that's going to be tracked is going to be Google. So do you think there needs to be more self attribution, and how is maybe this is a problem we can never solve? What do you think?
I think it's a very difficult problem to solve because it's mostly awareness that is brought to a specific product, and then it's very hard to track that. You can have QR codes, maybe specified, scan this and go there, or I don't know, specific links as I mentioned, with I don't know, with your name saying there, with like this will redirect to that product and it's associated with me. But I think it's hard to track this kind of attribution when the marketing is happening or the activity is happening like live. It's like you go to a conference, you are a speaker there. You cannot track how many are coming after you are speaking there because it can be, I don't know, diverse. As well as you said, after this call, after this interview, we can have people Google it or searching on, I don't know, comparison sites or whatever they do, review sites. And yeah, I find it difficult. One step would be, yeah, to do a link, a QR or something, but not everybody will click on that. And so it's very hard to have a very 100% attribution in that sense.
Yeah. Maybe it's something we never solve, but it's always an interesting discussion. I love learning about this on the B2B sales side, but I think this applies to the B2C side.
Yeah,
That's my personal take. I just think there's not enough even self attribution on the endpoint for a user to buy a product or service.
I think it's a problem with attribution on the entire flow, but I don't think this kind of attribution can be 100% solved. We can solve like step by step, and at the end of the day, say, okay, we have like approximately match.
Yeah. Maybe the future of this is actually using AI where it's like, can we envision all the tracking links linking to a product or service on a website? Can we scan and scrape all the stuff that's happening on social media, both in brand mentions, and maybe that's the future, but I'm not solving that.
Not yet.
Yeah. Either not yet or not all. So if you want to take that one and run with it, I'll let you do it.
Thank you, thank you. I will just take a note and think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're both SaaS companies, and my background is I've used to build affiliate sites for the last 10, 15 years. What would you say some of the things that you've learned as a SaaS founder that you would be able to translate or transfer to affiliate marketers?
Twist. I would say that I don't know if it's from my experience as a SaaS founder or backwards, but I would say that testing is super important. Testing like everything from small changes to big changes. And as you said that you are building affiliate sites, I know you probably know how important is testing all these things. And yeah, I think I got it backwards because this is something that I learned from the affiliate more than I think we can apply from my experience as a founder to affiliate because they are testing a lot, like headlines that rotate and multivariate testing that they are doing so they can just find that perfect landing page, perfect ad that will just get more conversions. And they see that by doing a lot of testing. And this is something that I learned from them. So thinking about your question, what they could learn from my experience as in SaaS, as a SaaS founder, I think that helping each other would be more beneficial in this industry because I feel that people are more concerned about revenue and just like that driven. Of course, it's good for them, but I think it wouldn't do bad to be like more sharing good and more partnerships and helping each other. Because if you share some things, okay, we don't want specific, but if you share some general things, it will help like the entire industry at some point. Because maybe somebody has an idea and sharing those ideas get something bigger. And yeah, I think there is a lot of secrecy in the affiliate space and in the SaaS world. Everybody's like doing everything to be there and explain every step of the way how they are doing it. But on the affiliate side, it's not like that. And so, if something we could learn, probably it would be this to share more. And maybe if we share, we can get ideas from others and learn from their experience. And we'll not have issues like, I don't know, problems by ourselves to solve them by ourselves. Maybe we will have help from others.
Yeah. I think in my comparison of being on both sides, it's like I think the SaaS community is they're more likely to build in public because I think SaaS is moved
That
at
was it. Yeah.
such a weird pace as an industry. Like SaaS went from being okay, it's a thing to like now it's like it's all the craze that venture capital wants to put money into. So what I find personally interesting is I like building in public. My business partner and co-founder, he's maybe a little less comfortable with it. But I think affiliates don't do this enough. And I actually think SaaS companies could do more of it. But I defend everyone. I say, you know what? It's not very comfortable to share what works with you when you've got competitors. I think for what we do, we're not direct competitors. We're technical indirect, but we're in such unique separate spaces that
Exactly.
I don't really, see it as competition. But the ones I have as direct competitors in the iGaming space, it's when do I share things like number of customers or average revenue, or what are the most top 3 go-to-market channels? I say that some of these things in podcasts, but I just don't think they listen to them all the time. So that's my hope.
You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they listen. But doesn't matter. If they will do it, they will not do it like you do it. When they don't have your experience, your networking, and yeah, at the end of the day, all the channels they can find out, the competition can find out what you're doing. And we can just learn from each other and do it in our way because each one of us has some specific thing that is particular to our tool, to our, I don't know, way of seeing things. And yeah, I
Like,
think building in public, you said it right. I think
yeah.
that missing from the affiliate one. But what could happen is, okay, you have some strategies, you have some campaigns that are working. Once that you run them out in 6 months, you can share those experience. That is still useful because we can still learn and adapt to our niche, to our vertical, the product. It can be iGaming, neutral, or whatever, but it can be adapted. We can learn from each other. And we can do that only by sharing.
I agree. But one thing I do think that is mostly true, especially in my experience in the SaaS space, and I also relate to this as people that do SEO consulting. It's the most successful SEO consultants. I noticed that almost all of them were on podcasts and they do video. And then because I'm a SaaS geek, I follow a lot of people. Like I follow like Uran Hoffman, I follow Tom Hunt, and I'm like, okay, I'm just consuming content. And Tom Hunt was pretty influential and said, look, the things that are interesting about podcasts is that it might not look like there's a lot of volume there, but it becomes a channel where people learn to trust you. And it's like video, I think, is an extension of trust. Like I've been on podcasts where people have watched the show and they're like, I feel like I know you already. So I think the thing that is behind video is that video and other channels like LinkedIn is what other people, the rest of the world doesn't see. They don't see our DM activity. Like that is something that it's very difficult to trace. I know there's tools technically that exist for it in the sales pipeline, but yeah, that's something that people, they just don't see at all. That's only for us.
Yeah, I agree. I'm new to this networking and putting the face out there because I was more introvert and I try to train this muscle to go out there. And that's why we actually started like a podcast, I would say. It's just a few episodes where I try to my idea was to invite like media buyers, people that have like hands-on experience with campaign. But it's very hard for me to find those people, only those people. I want also people with influence or like influencer in the industry, in the performance marketing, affiliate marketing. But my original idea was to have only media buyers, but it's very hard, as I said, because they don't share that much information and they're not that public.
Exactly.
Find them, even though we ask like in our customers, oh, I don't want to show my face. And okay, but you could teach others so much. But yeah,
Yeah. I would say just from my experience, we like covering a spectrum of guests that all relate to part of the industry. And you have to remember that some of those media buyers might pay attention to other people. So if they have them on your show, then they're like, oh, you've then captured their attention. So your ability to convert them in the future might actually increase.
yeah, I hope so. And your experience in say hearing you say that it's a good experience for you and a good channel helps me a lot. Gives me confidence because, as I said, I started that more for myself to
Yeah.
get out of my comfort zone.
I have some friends that do a podcast and they say they're introverts, but you never know it. They're like, they just went through it and they got so much experience that you're like, you think they're extroverts. So, y-
So it's a muscle, right?
yeah,
Somebody told me
exactly.
that it's a muscle that you have to train. Okay, I've started training right now.
Yeah. Like I'm a year and a half, or I'm actually almost 2 years into this. So it's for me, I could do this all day long.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I was very uncomfortable doing it at the start, but I might be more extroverted, but still it takes time.
Okay.
But I'm happy to help. So we'll chat in some DMs. So I'm gonna pass you the last question, which I think you're more than capable of handling, which is what do you see of the future of affiliate marketing as it intersects with business intelligence?
Oh, okay. Data, of course. It's so important, and you know that. I know that, and I think everybody knows that by now. And ChatGPT shows us that because AI was there long time before ChatGPT. But when ChatGPT came and you could see what it can do with so much data because it got like data from the whole internet. You say, "Oh my God! If I could have more data, I could do something." And so in performance marketing, as I mentioned, it's so affiliate marketing, it's part of performance marketing. And being performant means you need data to be performant. It's logical actually because you are paid on performance and you want to be as performant as you cannot do it like just by guessing. It doesn't work like that. You can guess one, twice, but not on the long run. And so by having as much data as you can, many more automations, and that data could help you become a better marketer. Because at the end of the day, you have a tool, it provides you with data, but I don't think we are ready yet to have all the decisions left to machines. I don't think we are there yet. I still think you have to learn how to do it, give it your touch and your input and decide. But yeah, we are getting step by step closer to where machine are doing more and more. And you have to come with other things. You have to come with more creativities, with, I don't know, adapt. I actually talked with media buyer in iGaming, actually. And he was doing something that a lot of media buying in iGaming are doing, like collecting, running campaigns for lead generation, having an opt-in form and collecting emails, and then doing all the selling on via emails, email campaigns, or running for specific gaming product or other product. And so he said that if he got more information, I don't know, knowing that person, I don't know, has kids or not, or goes to the gym or not, you can structure your message and make your message much more personalized. And by doing that, you gain more conversions. And that means you need data about that person, right? Not personal data because that's GDPR and stuff. But knowing statistics, it's more in the area of, I don't know, gym players or mothers or whatever. You could adapt your messaging. You could adapt everything, your landing pages. You could do more tests on that area, testing headlines in that area of images and so on. But yeah, at the end of the day, it resumes to data. And I think we will see more and more of automations out there, more and more tools that will just happen to optimize the life for affiliate marketers. But yeah.
Great answer. And that just gave me an idea, which is imagine you have someone coming through your funnel. So you're on the product or service side. And like you said, the more data you have, the more personalization. What can you do? You can do pop-up surveys inside your tool to ask them a few questions. And then as you keep doing these iterations, if you store this in your CRM, eventually your emails or your direct messages can be tailored. It's
Yeah, and with tools like ChatGPT that can help you with tone of voice. It doesn't matter if you don't speak that English. It can help you with tone of voice, with, I don't know, I have this target. If you can give them more information about your target audience, you can tailor on the messaging much more specific to the problem you want to solve for them, or the product you want to sell. And so it would be like better targeting.
Yeah, beyond awesome. I think we could do this all day, but maybe we might have to have you on as a future guest. So I want to pass it back to you and say, Julia, thank you for doing this. How can people get a hold of you? And yeah, just want to pass it back.
Thanks a lot for inviting me. It was awesome chatting with you. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Julia Draghici on LinkedIn. You can find, I don't know, on our website, cpvlab.pro or cpvlab.com. Yeah, I'm there. I'm not that much on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm there as well, but not that active. On LinkedIn, I'm more active. At least lately, I try to. As you said, putting a face there, building a network, it helps. And I noticed that it's a good learning experience for me.
Yeah, more than happy to help. And we'll include all those links in the show notes.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you for tuning in to the Affiliate BI podcast. I'd like to take this time to ask for a small favor to leave a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. That helps us expand our reach to rank higher in podcast directories and reach more listeners.